All right, we've done the hallway, we did behind the door, we did in the closets, because those things are kind of boring to watch. Looks like they had a big water bed or something in here. So the carpet's pretty pressed down, even though I've gone over it once with a suction only, vacuum head. This thing doesn't probably have the power to lift all this prints out of the carpet, it can still get the dirt out of it. But we're gonna go over this with an orc and scrub it. And, hopefully we can get all this to raise back up again. But anyway, on we go with the pre-vacuum. All right, I'm gonna show you, we don't generally show this, but we noticed something on this. Hold on a second. Excuse the bad camera. I want you to see, stand back as you in the light. I want you to see how caked the bottom of this vacuum is. So, with carpet fresh and fine dust, there's glitter on the wheels. There's glitter, basically everywhere. This whole thing's I'm even gonna have to take the quick clean fan chamber apart to get everything out of there. And even the back of the bag, you can see it's just completely, so this carpet wasn't vacuumed, and they lived up here for about 3 years. and they never vacuumed, but they did put down lots and lots. And this is actually really fine, like makeup powder or something even finer, talcum powder. But you can see now why you want to clean your vacuum in between uses, and you can see why we want to go over this with the.
It's baking soda.
Yeah.
They had a dog or cat living up here, and they throwing baking soda around it would cut the odor out.
In fact, hold that for a second. Let's just pull this. Yeah. Oh, and one thing I'll show you on these sanitaries, I'm gonna take this off.
Now that's relatively clean.
Well, a lot of times when your belt starts to stretch, you'll start seeing black streaks of rubber here because it flops. And that's a good sign your belt is still usable. I'm gonna just drop that right there. But these belts and everything, I'll go ahead and pull this loose. I don't always do this, but I'm gonna start. When you put a new belt on these things, what I'm gonna start doing on mine, I'm gonna unhook them like that and put the plate back down. And then right before the job or something like that, I'll hook them back up. But these things start to stretch just sitting in the closet or wherever you're storing them at. And if you don't use it all the time, especially if you only use it, if it's a vacuum you don't use very frequently, take the belt off and save the belts because they are going to stretch. Let's see on this thing here. Yeah, and you can see there's not a lot on this brush bar that has to be cleaned. It came out pretty good. But you want to, when you clean these things, you want to make sure and clean the end caps where the end of the brush roll goes. You want to clean all that. And you also want to check and clean your spindle real good. Make sure there's not hairs, stuff like that catching around it because those will start to wind up on you. And you want to keep the part in here where the belt runs really clean. And check your belts because they will get tears and stuff in them. But you can still use them for a while. But when you start noticing your brush roll doesn't stay at a steady, constant speed, it's time for a new belt. And the belts are relatively inexpensive, but I recommend you stock up on them so you always have a belt when you need it. And we always keep a couple of belts on the vacuum itself so we have them. Anyway, we're going to be doing the bonnet cleaning here, and it's really just a pre-scrub because we're going over everything with the Rug Doctor to extract. But we're going to get this vacuum put back together and get started on that. There'll be a separate video. We hope you'll watch it too. And thanks for watching this one. And we have a bag dump coming up we'll put on the end of this. So stay tuned for that, it's coming right up.